Hello, this is Red Centurion G, and welcome back to my Halo Reach Legendary Deathless playthrough. Today we are doing ONI Sword Base, the second level of the game. Once again, just to recap, this is a Legendary Deathless run of Halo Reach, obviously without dying, and as a little added thing, we are killing every single enemy in the level. No skips or despawn tricks. So no despawning enemies and no skipping encounters. Now, this will be on a case-by-case basis because there will be some instances where I will skip enemies. That is only during sections, for example, such as, that involve infinite spawners where it's not possible to kill every enemy. And, of course, other instances throughout the series. Very special examples, so I don't think there's any of those extraneous examples, extenuating circumstances in Reach, so it's just, killing every single enemy without skipping any encounters, without despawning any enemies. So, doing ONI Sword Base. This is one of the tougher ones, not just to do part-time, really. Part-time for this level is kind of ridiculous. It's a mere 10 minutes. Which for anyone who's played this level knows that's pretty tough to do even on normal. So, unless you're just speedrunning it. But we're not here to speedrun today, we're here to just do it deathless, which means taking it easy. So, here we go. Level's about to start. Start off with the DMR. What we're going to do coming out of this cutscene is we're going to start running up to the left. We're going to turn to the right and quickly snipe as many of these grunts as possible as they come over the barricade. You kill a couple, about 3 of them, and then the rest will retreat back behind the barricades, allowing you to continue. So, there we go, they've retreated, run up these barricades, you'll have 2 jackals, kill them. Sometimes they're not there, sometimes they are, most of the time they are. This next section can be a bit tough, so you just want to take this slow. You want to grab a plasma pistol and a DMR. You want to start sniping the grunts and the jackals first. Don't worry about the elites just yet. But do be mindful that there is a phantom dropship that will fire at you. And you can take out that miner real quick. The shields are pretty low, but there's also going to be an ultra with concussion rifles, so make sure not to stay exposed for too long, otherwise he'll come and snipe you. Kill some of these grunts, these jackals. You really just want to focus on the jackals and the grunts so that you can deal with the elites. The plasma pistol on your own. There you go. Opportunity to kill the elite materialised, so I took it. You really want to be taking care of the concussion rifle elite as soon as possible. You don't want them retreating to the next section. It'll just make it life a whole lot less fun. And we're not all about that. Here to do this is hopefully as painlessly as possible. I'm going to try and nuke combo this elite, and I'm failing at it. Looks like he's retreated. They will do this if you've killed enough of the enemies. This next area has a bunch of skirmishers that will spawn, at least 5 of them. Normally it'd be ideal to spawn kill them, but because the elite retreated, we had no choice but to let them spawn in. Skirmishers are a bit of a pest, but not much more. But do not underestimate them, they will kill you pretty quickly. Now, this next part, we're going to juggle the target locator. We're not going to use it for this section. So you just want to juggle the target locator. It doesn't matter what weapon you use to juggle it, just juggle it out through this gate. Keep an eye on those wraiths, make sure they don't shoot you, and just juggle it over there. You want to juggle it into this spot because there are many times where the wraith mortar can hit the target locator and throw it outside the map. So you just want to put it in that nice safe spot. Avoid these Covenant. You can take them out if you wish, but it's more risky. Grab this rocket launcher. Run over this spot. I found this is the safest spot to do this from. You want to nuke combo the wraith to get it to stop moving and then use 2 rockets to take out the wraith. But you want to leave at least 1 wraith intact. So normally it takes 2 to 3 rockets to take out this wraith. Right now it looks like it's going to take 3. Okay, 4 rockets. My bad. You want to leave the other Wraith intact. You don't have to do this, but this does make this so much easier. You've used up the rockets, so we don't need them. You want to new combo this Wraith to stun it. Get it to stop moving. That Wraith mortar is extremely dangerous. You want to take out the gunner as soon as possible. Now that the gun is down, you want to take care of these Covenant infantry because they will kill you during this next part. We are going to hijack the Wraith and use it for majority of the mission. So there's going to be some grunts and an elite officer here. You can ignore him, but I don't recommend it. Looks like I'm going to ignore him. EMP the Wraith, run up to it, board it, smack the cockpit until the elite is dead, but do not smash it too much, otherwise you will destroy the Wraith. Now there's a way to do this without damaging the Wraith. It involves getting in the turret. The driver is then not scripted, but will get out of the vehicle to attack you, and you can take care of him. So now you want to re-grab the target locator, swap it out for your plasma pistol. Swap out your plasma pistol for the target locator. But yeah, that other strategy won't damage the Wraith, but it is also more risky. It's up to you whether or not you want to take that risk. Either way, we've got the Wraith now. There's going to be 2 ghosts here. With the Wraith, you can easily take them out. For the target locator, we're going to be using the lasso strats for dealing with this next section. So firstly, you want to get up to here and park your Wraith and get out your target locator. You then want to walk up to this spot and point exactly where I'm pointing it, and charge it up and let rip. By doing this, you will kill a great amount of the enemies, and if you're lucky, you'll also kill the elite general with the plasma launcher on top. If not, he's a lot more risky to deal with. But now that you've done it, the second wave will spawn in. A Spirit dropship and a Phantom will come in to drop off some more troops, including some elite rangers and grunts. These elite rangers will jump up towards you, so you want to be careful of that, but they don't pose too much of a threat beyond that. We're just going to use the Wraith to snipe these elites. This is why we grabbed the Wraith for this section. Warthog's not bad, but it's no Wraith. Sorry about that, just taking a quick drink. So yes, we're going to use the target locator for 2 things here. We've already used it once. It's only got 1 charge left, which we're not going to use for a while yet, so we need to think about that. But yeah, we're just going to take it safe, use the Wraith mortar to bombard the enemies from afar. If you get too close, they will aggro onto you and rush your position. If you feel confident that you can deal with them in that regard, by all means. But for the most part, you want to take it safe. This Phantom should largely leave you alone unless you get too close to it. Otherwise, it will just hover there back and forth. This Phantom's going to come in and drop off 2 ghosts. If you want to position yourself in this little creek, you can snipe them as they're being dropped off, which is what I'm trying to do here. And it's it. There you go. Double kill. Easy way to deal with both ghosts. So with both of the ghosts taken out, the 3rd and final wave should now spawn in, if it hasn't already. It doesn't look like it's spawned in yet, so got to take out some of these grunts. You want to stay clear of the grunts because they will use plasma grenades, and if they get one lucky stick on you with the Wraith in its condition, you're pretty much dead. So those waves dealt with, you can now proceed up to the tower and hit the button. The Phantom will largely leave you alone, so no need to worry about that. Hit the button, and the anti-aircraft gun should take care of the Phantom for you. It's mostly there just to demonstrate what the AA gun can do. So now that this section's cleared out, we're going to move on. Pelican's going to come in and drop off a Warthog. We're going to ignore that because we don't need it. Up ahead, we're going to have a section with a few ghosts, so you want to be careful here. Ghosts on Legendary, especially in Halo Reach, will absolutely tear you a new one. You don't want to mess around with them. So just take it slow, use your mortar from afar, try to outrange them if you can. We'll get a lucky shot on the ghost here. There's going to be a second one around this corner. Here he comes, there he's going. And that should be it. There are some enemies hiding behind these rocks, and some more enemies up ahead that we will deal with in a moment. Some grunts and an elite. We'll take care of this elite first. I'm going to try to, he's running away. Now he's dead, and now we're going to take care of these enemies over here on this behind this rock. Like I said, with the Wraith, this section becomes so much easier to deal with. So, it's a good thing we grabbed it. You're going to move on up ahead here. I'm stuck on this tree for a bit. Took me a second to realise. Coming up to this section, there's going to be a bunch of elites and grunts, along with a few jackals in the building. Don't have to worry about them just yet. The elites are your priority. I bombed this doorway because sometimes an elite will rush through that door. And if you're lucky enough, you can get a direct hit on him. I was not this time. There's the elite that I was talking about. Do not let them get too close or they will try to board you. So you want to be watching out for that. If they go to board you, use the boost. If you're lucky, you can actually splatter them as they're attempting it. Otherwise, just try to avoid all contact. That's why I'm being a bit cautious around these rocks. The elite could try to charge me and take the Wraith. We don't want that. So we just got this elite to deal with, being a bit of a pest. Now he's dead. Taking care of the jackals, or we're about to take care of the jackals. There's about 3 of them on this little balcony here. We're going to snipe them. They've got needle rifles, so you want to be careful of that. They're not much threat to you inside a vehicle, but they can still be deadly if you need to get out, so you want to take care of them. There's also a Revenant in this area, so you want to be wary of that. I'm fairly sure I just took it out. But if not, you just want to keep an eye out for it. A single direct Wraith shot will take out a Revenant anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry too much. The Spirit Dropship's going to come in. Yeah, I've taken it out. I didn't think I did. So we want to take care of the Revenant first. But there's going to be a bunch. Oh yeah, Revenant's dead. There's going to be a bunch of skirmishers that come in. They've mostly got needle rifles and needlers, so they're not too much of a threat. But you just want to take them out, because you're going to have to get out of the vehicle at some point, and at that point they become quite dangerous. I believe there's 7 or 8 of them in total in this area that get dropped off by the dropship. So just keep that in mind. At least 3 of them will try to run inside the building that you need to go to. The rest will scatter out in the open and are easy to take out. So you just want to take it slow. Use your Wraith Mortar to pick them off one by one. They can be a bit dodgy, hard to hit, but just keep at it. You will hit them eventually. Sorry for the excessive pausing. During the stream, I had to go do stuff. That's why I'm pausing a lot. I did edit out some of the longer pause sessions, so you don't have to worry about those. Right now, I'm just being cautious, making sure there's no skirmishers left outside, and then I'm going to head in. You want to make sure you still have the target located with you. If not, you want to make sure you go back for it. There's also some grunts on this tower. You want to watch out for them. Looks like I've taken care of all the skirmishers. You don't have to worry about that. It's just grunts left. Some grunt heavies. You want to rush up to this panel, hit it, then jump down. You don't have to do what I just did there. I'm just used to doing it. So I was saying about the target locator, you don't need it for this second one, but it really, really helps, and it will help it go by a lot faster. So I'm now going to take the Wraith, and instead of taking the shorter path that takes you towards along an ice, a little ice glacier up to Sword Base, which is faster, we're going to take the longer route back the way we came. Reason for this is the narrow area, you're going to deal with a Revenant. Revenant's not too hard, but it's when you come up, it's the way you come up into the area, you're at a disadvantage. You're having to shoot upwards with the Wraith Mortar, and the Revenants will often just absolutely dome you before you can do anything. There's also a Wraith in this area, and all they need to land is one lucky shot and you're dead. So, approaching from the other end, we don't have this problem. We've got lots of cover to use, so we're better off taking the longer route. It doesn't take that much longer, so just use the boost intermittently to pick up speed so you can get there faster, but otherwise, the longer route is the safer one. And we are here for safer routes, not shortcuts. This ain't no speed run. We've almost reached the previous area. There's going to be at least one Wraith, and if the other Revenant from the glacier came up, there will be 2 Revenants. We want to take care of the Wraith first and foremost. That is the biggest threat by far. Once the Wraith is taken care of, you can take care of the Revenants with little to no issue. There will be no other enemies to worry about aside from a squad of grunts and an elite. But the biggest threat are the vehicles, so you want to take care of them as soon as possible. It looks like the Wraith has been taken out. Just going to mop up some enemies with the Wraith from far. It's harder than it looks. Enemies like to tiptoe around. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I must have been distracted by something. But either way, yep, I've just seen the Revenant and it almost got me. The Revenant looks intimidating with its mortars, but they actually don't do all that much damage. Even still, you want to avoid direct hits where you can. So there's 2 Revenants in this area. One hit from one mortar will take them out. Once you've dealt with them, mop up the infantry, and that will be it for the Wraith. The rest will be an on-foot section. Proceed up here. Proceed back the way we came. Now back at the gate that we were at before where we grabbed the target locator. I tried to stupidly boost through that. It didn't work. Doesn't matter because we're ditching the Wraith. We're now on foot for the rest of the mission. So I went back there for some reason. I think it's to grab my plasma pistol. I end up giving up on that because I realised that the plasma pistol has like no charge left in it. But I guess I committed to it again because here I am grabbing it. We're juggling it. You want to run up to here, grab out the target locator and target this exact spot. This will kill a bunch of enemies, and if you're lucky, only one elite will even survive it. As you saw there, I got an absolute metric ton of kills. So that's it for the target locator. So you can pick up a plasma pistol now. Our use of the target locator has ended. There's just going to be this elite. There will be one other elite, potentially, if you're fast enough. That's just a bob elite. You can ignore them. They'll disappear and run away after a certain amount of time. As you can see, there he is. I actually end up killing him, just because. This next section, you want to be careful of. There's going to be 2 hunters. These hunters, normally, I would just engage them in melee and backsmack them. But when we're doing Legendary Deathless, you really don't want to be taking risks like that. So we're going to try and avoid getting anywhere near them if possible. This isn't like Halo CE hunters, where you just one-shot them in the back. I also realised later on that I could have just made use of the assassination feature that 343 accidentally added back into the game for hunters, which is, fun fact, cut content that 343, I guess, unintentionally re-added. But anyway, you want to run to this room, because the hunters will actually never follow you into this room. Either they can't pathfind in there, or I just got lucky and they just never decided to follow me in. You want to sit in this room, it's a nice little safe area, and you just want to pick away at the hunters while Cat keeps them distracted. And if there's any Marines left, they'll keep them distracted as well. You want to use a needler or a needle rifle to hit them in the back when you get a chance, because I found that super combining them in the back is actually a very effective way of killing them. It's not a fast way of killing them, but it's also a safe way of killing them, which is all that matters at the moment. I'm getting a little nervous because this hunter has decided to push up, but he ultimately decides to go away. But yeah, like I said, you could have made use of the assassination feature. If you want to do that, you can. In this playthrough, I kind of forgot that it existed, so I didn't do it. I'm doing it the hard way, or the long way rather. I'm now hitting this hunter in the back with my needles. This section will be slow and tedious just because of how tanky hunters are, and you really just don't want to even risk getting close up to them. If you want to do the assassination, that's fine. Just do it at your own risk. So I'm going to swap out the needler for the shotgun here because I'm almost out of ammo. Almost died for that fuel rod there. That was very lucky. Now being a little cautious because I don't want to risk getting killed. You can also pick up the sniper rifle. I didn't pick it up earlier. Didn't really need it. But if you want to make use of it, you can. I'm going to try and use it to snipe these hunters in the back. Cat is being uncooperative and has now aggroed all of them to face my direction, which is obviously not what you want. You want them to be following Cat and for yourself to be behind the hunters as they're following Cat so you can shoot them in the back while they're distracted. But that's not what's going to happen here. In a moment, I'm about to make a break for the room. Run for the room, get out of there, break the stalemate. Ends up working. Almost died there. We got through it. You just want to use the sniper rifle to snipe them in the back whenever you get an opportunity to do so. Just be careful, just be patient, and just take it slow. This section's going to be tedious, unless you want to do the assassination route, or start back smacking them in the back and doing the hunter dance. That you can do that at your own risk. It does work, I've done it, but for the purposes of this Deathless legendary playthrough, I just didn't want to take the risk. This strat is safer, if not more tedious. It is more likely to get you through it. Right about here, I actually luck out, and Cat ends up actually killing one of the hunters. I didn't realise it until I killed this hunter. But I'm going to damage this hunter enough that Cat actually ends up killing it on her own. And there we go. She's just killed the hunter. I'm actually confused for a second because I didn't realise she killed it. But right about now is when I figure it out. So with the hunter's dead, we can proceed. We're going to jump into the elevator. This next part's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just take cover, shoot enemies. No fancy tactics. Cat does a little funny hover thing. To this day, I can't remember if that's an MCC thing or if it's just in the original Xbox version as well. It's quite possible that it is. It's just a funny glitch. There's going to be an elite ultra up here with a concussion rifle and a couple grunts. You want to snipe the grunts if you can as fast as possible because they're going to retreat into the corner where you're going to have to flush them out. But the concussion rifle elite should be absolutely your priority. Take him out as quickly as possible because he will wreck your day given the chance. As he is currently trying to do. Luckily you can use Cat as a distraction. She is invincible so she can't die. So she's a very useful distraction, as are all the noble team NPCs. This part was a bit risky. It often pays off, and then you just headshot him. Noob combo always works. This part has a bunch of jackals. You just want to pick them off with your DMR. Nothing too fancy. There's also going to be an elite hiding back there. He's decided to rush. Doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does, like just now. Once you've dealt with that, rush up these stairs. There's going to be some grunts hiding up there. You don't have to do what I was just doing there. It's not that dangerous. You can also snipe that jackal sniper if you want. You'll have to end up killing him later anyway. So cleared out the debriefing room. Moving up here. Past where the grav lift would be on the multiplayer map. I'm trying to snipe this jackal sniper and it's just not working out. But there I get him. Some grunts. Take them out. Almost get naded. but managed to see it coming. Just cleared out this room, just move on ahead. Like I said, it's mostly just clearing out rooms. There's no fancy tactics involved, other than just noob combo, which, truth be told, is not all that fancy. Then proceed to the room, take out the elite. Boom, boom, boom. Nice and easy. Switch out your DMR for a needle rifle if you're low on ammo. Needle rifle is a very fucking good weapon, and it super combines a lot faster than the pistol, than the needler, sorry. So you definitely want to make use of that. It'll be exceptionally useful against brutes later in the game. I'm going to take out these elites and some jackal snipers. They'll have more needle rifle ammo, which makes grabbing it even better. Take out some more of these jackal snipers hiding up here, as well as some grunts. Once you dealt with them, move up these stairs. There's going to be some jackals. I get startled a bit because I forgot that they were there. I'm not used to actually doing this section. For the longest time, I've actually just been skipping this area using the speedrun strat. What you saw there was an elite general on the upper level with a fuel rod gun. We are going to deal with him, but we don't have to deal with him until the last level of this chamber. But here's the scary part, because he spams that fuel rod like there's no tomorrow. And all it takes is one lucky hit. I accidentally hit George there with a nade. You don't want to do that, mostly because it just wastes your ammo. Because George is invincible, so he's in no danger. There's going to be a bunch of grunts up here. I'm going to grab a fresh plasma pistol. You want to be careful going around this corner, because that general is just waiting for you to come out. I almost die here. I get very lucky in that I'm able to see the fuel rod in time and back off. We'll see it in a second. Any second now. I'm about to round this corner and an elite. The general will come out. Also another elite here and some jackals. I've taken care of the jackals, but this elite's proving to be a pain. I end up just giving up and trying to snipe him with the needle rifle, which works out just fine. This is the part where I almost died. Luckily, I was able to get around the corner just as he fired. You want to just edge around this corner, get him to back off. Don't do what I just did and just stand there. You want to take advantage of him being behind that wall and rush across the bridge. Because he is just going to keep dodging all your shots. I get lucky there and then he just decides to stand there. Most of the time he won't. But I got lucky that time, so... The elite general dead. I'm going to swap out my needle rifle for the DMR. Got plenty of ammo with the needle rifle, you don't need to. I'm going to grab the fuel rod. And also I'm going to juggle it in, but the rockets should be sufficient enough. If you really want extra explosive firepower, you might as well pick up the fuel. There's going to be some jackals in this room. This is the last part of the level. We're going to get around here, wait for this Phantom to turn up, because he's going to drop off 2 Spec Ops elites. And you want to shoot a rocket right where they're about to land. I don't actually pull it off in this playthrough. I don't think I even killed a single one. These stealth elites can be a bit of a pain in the ass. They have active camouflage, so they can be a bit of a nuisance. There's one hiding around this corner. I'm now being extra cautious because I know there's at least 2 Spec Ops elites alive. I managed to kill one of them. I don't realise it until afterwards. I still think he's alive. But he is dead. There's only 1 Spec Ops elite left, and he's on the left side. You get plenty of rocket ammo for this section, so you don't have to be too stringent with the ammo. That's the last Spec Ops elite. You now want to whip out your rockets. I threw that grenade thinking the Spec Ops elite is still alive. He's not. You want to whip out the rockets and use them to take out the Phantom first. Depending on how much damage a meal has done, it will take 4 rockets maximum. Then you want to use it to take out the Banshees. Once you've taken out all the Banshees, the level will end, and that will be it. There we go. That's the last Banshee. And that is ONI Sword Base, completed, legendary, Deathless. And that's it. So with that in mind, I'm going to see you guys later. Nightfall will be out next week. I know I said ONI Sword Base would be out last week, but I've changed my schedule. It'll now be 1 video, 1 walkthrough per week, every Monday and then Thursday of that fortnight. So Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday, unless things change. Other than that, it will be the same schedule every time. So I'll see you next week with Nightfall on Monday. Hope you have a good day. And this is Red Centurion G, signing out.